Hello everyone, my name is Tamarylana and this is Curtain Call, Fab Collab's weekly live Instagram series. And every week we feature a different woman in the performing arts. They can be dancers, singers, programmers, producers, painters, poets, comedians. We've featured, maybe 150 or something, maybe just 100, but women in the arts. Gracias. It's the sunlight, I'm telling you, it's wild. It looks like a filter. So this week we're featuring Lakshmi Basile. She's a beautiful dancer that I know from San Diego, and she's also coming to Toronto next week for the Toronto Duende Flamenco Festival at the Aga Khan Museum. Hola, Lakshmi. I'm just going to invite her to join the live, but if I do, just rejoin. Oh, there you are. Oh my
Hi.
God. Hola. How are you?
Bien, aquí con la nena.
A ver. ¡Ay, mi amor! Hola, Rafa. I'm so excited. Hi, beautiful. Is this your first Instagram live? Yeah, she's excited.
Os saluda.
Oh my God. Hola, hola. ¿Qué tal estás?
Todo bien, gracias a Dios. Todo bien.
Sí. Uy,
Sí.
¿qué tal ser mamá?
Bien, muy lindo.
Sí, se te ve muy bien. Estás aún más guapa. No sé cómo puede ser posible. Pero...
Gracias.
Welcome, bienvenidos a todos. ¿Qué hacemos, en inglés o en español?
Como quiera.
Vamos mezclando.
Podemos
¿Ya?
mezclarlo.
Okay. Bienvenidos a todos. Estamos hablando hoy con Lakshmi, con la Chimi, basada en San Diego, pero que ha vivido muchos años en Sevilla y que viene a Toronto la semana que viene a bailar aquí en Toronto. Yo estoy en Toronto. Aquí es de otoño y nada. Spanglish, yeah, exactly. Cada semana entrevistamos a otra mujer en las artes, que sean bailarines o cantantes o poetas o lo que sea.
Estoy buscando un tipo.
Y...
Ay.
Oh, nice.
Tú sigue.
Okay, okay. Nice. That's a good one. I like it. You're so funny. But let's just jump right into it. So, Lakshmi, just tell us a bit about yourself. Like, what do you do? Tell us about your art form a little bit. What do you do? I mean, I know, but
Those of you who don't know.
yeah.
Well, I'm a flamenco dancer. That's what I do. And I have dedicated my to the. I'm solely dedicated to that. I don't have a side job, if you will. So I perform mainly. I'm a performer, and and I also teach, of course, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do a lot of choreographies for other performers as well. That's been lately, which has been fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing? Teaching, performing, or choreographing?
Performing for sure.
Ole.
Like I get into the choreography, disfruto, ¿no? En clases y tal, pero donde está mi corazón es en el escenario, por supuesto.
Claro que sí. Estoy contigo. And where are you right now? Show us around a bit.
I'm in San Diego in my little mini jardín, which which is actually needs a little bit of love. We're transitioning, of course, from summer or not summer. Summer to fall or fall to winter. Sorry, fall to winter. So that's but I'm out in my yard.
Oh, hi, Art. Hi, San Diego. And are you from San Diego?
Yes, I was born here. And returned about 4 years ago, I think. The time flies, but I moved back from Sevilla after being in Sevilla for about 15 years.
Wow.
And I came back. The idea was to come just maybe for a year or two to be close to the family, help them out with some things that were going on. And then I ended up staying longer. COVID also happened. There's a lot of things, a lot of reasons. But yes, I'm based here and go to Sevilla once a year and do do performances and just connect with my peeps out there.
Yeah, 15 years. What did you do for 15 years in Seville?
What was that?
What did you do for 15 years in Seville? That's crazy. Hey, Dad. My dad joined. Hi, Dad. And hi from Argentina. Hola.
I also saw Miguel Ángel. No sé si sigue Miguel Ángel.
Hola.
On, but he joined from Sevilla.
Ole.
And then also Alma Flamenca, the nonprofit that I started here recently.
Yeah.
And that's our social media guru who joined. Anyhow, yeah. So in Sevilla, I mainly was performing. I went there first, like with some money that I got from an accident, and I went there with that money to go study. And I studied with the Farruko family for a year and Juana Amaya.
Wow.
And I totally, of course, fell in love with it. Came back to the States, worked my butt off as much as I could with the idea of coming back. Oh, good, Miguel sí está aquí. Yay! Miguel es un personaje, un amigo, un artista que tiene mucho que ver con mi carrera en Sevilla.
Wow.
Entonces me alegro que te presente.
Hola, bienvenida.
And so, a ver, ¿qué estaba diciendo eso? Entonces estuve estudiando un año, and then I came back over here and worked with the idea to go back. Of course, I didn't. But I went back anyway, and I started to look for. I wasn't going to be able to afford to stay for a whole year again. And I got lucky and found work dancing in the tablao, and ever since then, so good. So when I started my second year in Sevilla, I was able to start working in the tablao, and then since then, the following 14 years was working in the tablaos and the peñas in Sevilla, Granada.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you worked in Granada too. That's cool. Just give her a second, guys. I think you're going back and forth between like Wi-Fi and data.
Oh, sorry. Let me stay still.
Okay.
Let me find a spot.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
I know, right? Let's see.
But I didn't know you worked in Granada too. That's really cool. Where in Granada?
Tablao Albaicín, que era el antiguo Reina Mora. Creo que se llamaba Reina Mora por muchísimos años, después cambió de dueños y también el nombre. Y eso era una época muy especial. Y una cosa que me acuerdo mucho era encontrar hoy, por favor, la memoria. Manolo. I can't think of it right now.
That's okay. Manolo.
Pero encontraba con varios maestros, en verdad, pero sí, en la placita tomando cafelito, y siempre me gustaba mucho observarlos, ¿no? Y simplemente ver cómo tomaba su café, cómo andaba por la calle. Eso era una cosa que me gustaba mucho, era Manolete.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
¿Y cómo tomaba su café, Manolete?
Con mucha elegancia. Muy elegante.
Ole,
muy elegante. Digo, hacha un café.
Estuve en Granada la semana pasada y sí que hay gente súper elegante en la plaza. Hay, todo vestido, en traje, por la mañana, tomando su café. Wow. And what was like the difference dancing in Granada and Seville for you in the tablaos? Like what felt different for you? Did it feel different?
Yeah, definitely. One, in Granada, gosh, it was, it's such a subtle difference. But Granada seemed to overall have a little bit more of a family vibe behind it. And Sevilla was a little bit more, just overall a little bit more competitive feeling because it's bigger and, but and then also maybe it just happened to be the people I was working with because in Granada, like there was Luis de Luis was dancing, which I love Luis de Luis, and his mujer, like she was also dancing. So like right there, you have a family, and then like
Right.
I don't like maybe it was also the the people who happened to have been working there at that time that but I did enjoy that the época. It, yeah, that was really fun. But and it's
So
just
then,
a little smaller in Granada, so
yeah.
like, you could get a little closer to each individual, like you. Whereas in Sevilla, it's like you might, I don't know, like you might be working with someone for a while and don't really get to know them until a little bit more down the road.
Yeah, I can feel that watching it. Now that you're saying that, I could see how I would feel it
Yeah,
dancing, like from the other side.
yeah.
Did anybody ever like make you feel weird for like not being from there, for being like extranjera, like foreigner?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that
Because
was.
can I tell you something? Last week I was in Seville, or the week before, and I went out to dance in the Alameda, and they stopped singing for me. I was just like, yeah, it never happened to me before. I was just like there, like I'm just like waiting. I was like, and they're like, es que ya no tengo letras. And I was like, yeah, right?
Wow.
And then this other girl sang for me, and then she was like, after she's like, ten cuidado, que la gente está muy celosa y no te van a cantar, and no sé qué. And I was like, okay, me for like one day. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, did anything happen to you? Like, what happened? What did people say, or how did they treat you differently, or whatever? How'd you get over it?
Luckily,
Like,
I never had that issue where like I started dancing and someone stopped singing to me. In that aspect, I was very fortunate. I've been able to be part of really beautiful fiestas, right? And mostly, with gypsy artists, Rome background, and like, and I thought that I always had a real nice, kind of a really special connection with some of these artists, and the ones that were less like known, like more like from like familia like oriented, the but where I felt it most, or where I had that issue more, was in the tablaos, of course.
and
And
like what would they say? Would they say
and not
anything?
everyone. There were some coworkers that were wonderful from the get-go, and then there were others that just had this thing because and it took years for them to come around, but they came around, like because they realized that I was just another person that loved flamenco, that lived to do it, get better at it, and so people did come around, but yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Say about that.
She's not into it. El talento no tiene fronteras. Yeah, thank you, Alma Flamenca. Whoever's running that account. Gracias. Hi, Shirley.
But yeah, and it's I have a lot of really good memories with feeling that like no issue of fronteras at all. I would say that the majority were positive, but definitely, it had, I've come across people who just didn't, you weren't nice just because, I wasn't from there.
Yeah. Well, other than that, what was like, I don't know, what was like the hardest thing of like learning process in the tablaos that you had to kind of overcome to be your best self there, I guess? Like, was it like, did you realize that you learned something different in San Diego, like the dancing style, the cante, like, was there, do you know what I mean?
The hardest that I learned?
Yeah, the hardest thing that you learned, or the hardest thing that you faced that you had to learn to like be able to dance in the tablaos fluidly for so long.
Oh, what you mean? Oh yeah, like the heart, like the. Oh, okay.
Like
I think
art-wise, if not people-wise.
was really developing understanding of the vast amount of palos that are out there.
Yeah.
So there's no way I can just do that just because I want to. Like, that takes time, and so so that I think that was one of the hardest things, was to allow the time to go by, the consistency of studying, to be able to understand the vast majority of palos, and it was wonderful. Like, I started dancing in the tablao just alegrías y soleá. Those are just two palos. I when I left I worked at various tablaos, but the one that I was at for the majority of the years, by the time I left that tablao, I was dancing on a regular basis. I was rotating like 10 different palos. You know what I mean? Like solea, seguería, taranto, tientos, caña, abandolao. Like it was just like a bunch of palos, which was so that was wonderful. But that was probably the hardest thing because even though you want to be able to quieres abarcar un montón, pero no puedes solamente porque quieres. Eso requiere tiempo y afición. So,
y escuchar, como dicen siempre.
Yeah, that takes time, listening, afición.
What's your favorite thing to dance?
Up in the pasos, but like really listening to the cante a lot because that's where it's all at.
Yeah, I hear you. What's your favorite thing to dance these days?
What was my favorite thing to dance?
Like now, like these days.
So sorry, let me get my camera back up. So that varies depending on who's singing.
That's cool.
The singing motivates me. So if the people that
That's such a good answer.
Huh?
That's such a good answer. So good. I love it.
Yeah. A mí me gusta bailar dependiendo quién está cantando. Yeah, because I like to dance what people sing well because that motivates me, and
cool.
and so if I am like, oh yeah, like that's really what it comes down to. But my favorite palos have always been bulerías y soleá. Like it's been like kind of the ones I enjoy most.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, too. But again, like depending on who's singing, like it has to be that the singing has to be there in order for the seguiría to feel moving and satisfying. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. That's what you were saying in fin de verano. I remember you said that.
Okay.
No, that's what you said when you were teaching seguirías in the fin de verano, like in the fiesta.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But what were you saying? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's it.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna dance when you come to Toronto?
So I'm going to dance alegrías y tientos, and I was thinking about I wanted to take the bata de cola out, and so I was thinking about doing with the alegrías. I thought, oh, maybe I'll do it por tientos to make it different. I was going to ask you what you thought would be fun. Someone wants to know if they could ask me a question. Yeah, you could ask a question. But yeah, so I'm thinking tientos maybe with bata de cola y alegrías con traje corto. Because people typically see the alegrías with the bata, so I thought to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You should do that.
On working on a seguiría with Aureli. Is it Aureli? I don't want to say it wrong.
Aurelia.
Yeah. And we're enjoying it a lot. So we're both like taking sections and mounting sections for each other. So I sent her the escobilla. She sent me the faceta, right? And really, it's been really fun. So estamos disfrutando muchísimo con eso. Entonces vamos a junta.
I'm so excited. So for those of you who don't know, para quienes no saben, viene Lakshmi, la Chimi viene la semana que viene a Toronto, para el Festival de Flamenco de Toronto que se llama Duende Festival. And it's at the Aga Khan Museum up here in Toronto. And her show features herself and Aurélie from Montreal and a singer from Barcelona, Ana Colom, beautiful singer. And then a guitarist from Toronto, Nicolas Hernandez, and Chendi Leon from Cuba, percussionist. Killer artists. That's my favorite Toronto duo here. Well, I have a few favorites, but that's definitely one of them. They're so good. What do you enjoy most of dancing flamenco, and how do you feel when you dance?
That's a deep question.
Yeah.
You can still see me, right? Okay, because my screen went a little dark. What I love most of when I'm dancing is when the cuadro is totally one. So the guitarist is one with my feet, with my intentions. The singer, you know, is singing heartfully and or maybe interpreting the letra to me even maybe sometimes. But like there's a full on connection, and everyone's paying attention to each other. Because there's such a magical thing that happens when everyone comes together and supports each other. And that's my favorite moment. That's when cuando empiezo a disfrutar y cuando hay esa conexión entre la gente que está ahí arriba conmigo. Entonces lo que yo no soporto es cuando estoy bailando y la persona que está cantando está mirando para otro lado o el guitarrista está mirando por... Eso no suele pasar, pero sí puede pasar. Ha pasado, pero no mucho, gracias a Dios. Pero es lo que más disfruto es cuando tenemos toda esa intención de estar ahí presente, apoyándonos y sintiendo, disfrutando lo que estamos interpretando, ¿no? Lo que estamos haciendo. Right? So that's part is when we're all one, when we all come together with that same intention to interpret this exquisite art form. And then, what was the second part of the question?
How do you feel? How do you feel when you dance?
Oh,
I just want to say it feels like you're describing life. Like, I like when everyone's focused, nobody's like looking over there randomly, like everyone's paying attention to the conversation, like everyone's present. I'm like, yeah. I like those people too.
Well, you know, a lot of times I make that analogy that flamenco or like your baile, like in this case, because you know, when I'm talking to other dance students or like our other dancers, is I make the analogy a lot that el baile es como tu vida, va junto a tu vida. It's like they're like parallel, and because it's a lot because of that, right? Like what you're saying, it's like, yeah, it's a very similar, necessity of attention and affection, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then the other part, what was it again?
How do you feel? How do you feel when you're dancing?
I feel so when my favorite part happens, when this like connection happens and this like this moment happens, and I feel very free, and I don't even feel like myself, like, you know what I mean, like it's not Lakshmi, it's just like this other entity that's kind of beyond me, and that's my favorite part. And I think those are the moments, that's kind of like duende, you know what I mean, like when you have the when people see this aspect, this kind of magical moment happen, the whole duende idea. I think that it kind of is that. Now I don't feel like that all the time, of course, but I do love when I feel that way. But yeah, when another moments when I'm dancing, a lot of time, I mean, there's so many there's such a wide range of emotions that can happen, dependiendo lo que está pasando, ¿no? Like, entonces, está pasando, puedo sentirme nerviosa, puedo sentirme excited, no? Like, so like that's a hard question to answer because it depends on the moment and what's going on. But I do definitely, in general, love to dance and get out there. The only thing that doesn't make it enjoyable is when I don't feel like the people behind me want to be there as well.
Totally.
Totally. And luckily, like I said earlier, it doesn't happen often, but you know, it does happen, and I'm sure it happens to anyone anytime, and unfortunately that does happen when sometimes the flamenco for people could turn into a job, you know, and I mean it is it's a between like keeping it your keeping it your sacred art form to converting into your office job. And I think that when that has happened, when I see people doing that, it's a lot of times because it kind of, you know, maybe goes into job mode. I don't know.
Or they're doing like the same show every day forever.
Yeah, that's hard too. You know, you get burnt out. People get burnt out.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for your question. She says, entonces lo mejor es cuando hay una conexión músico-bailarín, cuando se vuelven uno en el escenario. Yeah. Total. I think so. I agree.
Yeah. Hard. It's hard. it's like life, you know, or like anything that like, and that you like your garden or a relationship, like you have to put in time and energy. You have to give it a break sometimes too. Like es su época, sus rachas, y ya son. Yo llevo más de 20 años ya bailando. Empecé con 15 años como a trabajar en esto. Y tengo 40, entonces son muchos años encima de un escenario y sí, son muchas rachas, no es siempre fácil y no gana. Entonces, ¿verdad? Que lo que he aprendido hasta ahora con el tiempo es que necesitas dar el tiempo, atención y afección, como estaba diciendo antes, right? Give it its attention and affection.
How do you keep that up when you're like down or tired or exhausted?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's super hard.
Like when you have a baby. Like my next question was like, how did things change when you became a mom? You know, like how do you keep, like I realized, like just on a side note, Fab Collab is bringing in 3 artists from outside of Toronto, and all 3 are women because our focus is women and from different backgrounds. And all 3 of you are moms. I realized you and Owendy and Anna are all like new moms. It's so cool.
Absolutely fabulous because, it's just so great to see that there's organizations that support that because, it's not like that always. And so that makes it really inspiring and motivating, like, okay, yeah, it's all good. Oh, you're so welcome for answering. Yes, you're so welcome. Wait, I lost track. What were you saying?
How did things change? I mean, I asked like 5 questions.
Hard,
like, and how do you keep up that, atención y afección that you're saying,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, sometimes it's taking a break, like not putting your shoes on. And if you can obviously some people have to work, especially since, like I said earlier, this is the only thing that I do for income. So sometimes you still have to work, but like disconnecting is sometimes helpful. And also I think being connected to where you're at, like in life. So like, sometimes you connect within, like, and go, okay, well, how am I feeling? What's going on in my personal life? Because that is going to obviously affect how you feel on stage and how you feel dancing. So like, it's like, well, check in and, it's, I know. Yeah, so it's a hard question though, because I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert at doing that myself. It's like I'm still learning how to go overcome those moments when they come. But yeah, they do. It's funny how there's always some kind of breakthrough at one point, and whether it's like, oh, a really cool gig came up, and then you're inspired, or because you go to a show and you get inspired for artists. Or because I don't put my shoes on for a while, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put my shoes on, and then all of a sudden it just feels like like I missed it, right? Like, so it could be I think it could be several different things, or like going in, like I said, like going in and going, okay, I need a change or change a diet. A change like this has a lot to do with it too. Yeah, que like darte cuenta que te tienes que cuidar en otra manera.
I like that your answer to how do you like stay kind of in the game is to stop sometimes. That's a beautiful. I'm gonna think about that for a while. Again, and like with life too.
Like for example, one thing that I did once when I was in the tablao already for a number of years, like it was I don't know, maybe 8 years or something like that. And I noticed I was like just starting to like repetir lo mismo, and like and I am a bailadora de improvisación. I do a lot of improv in my dance, and so I was like realizing I was just kind of doing the same thing. But like my improv was not as on point, and so I go, okay, well I need to do something. And Miguel was very much part of this too. I need to do something to like inspire me, and so I me apunté a los concursos. I like signed up to do the national contest that they have in there. So there's the one in Cordoba and the one in I did the one in Cordoba first, I believe. But anyway, so I did that, with the intention of like just like having a reason to like have to work something on something and something hard, right? Like, and so I was like, okay, now I got to like figure out 4 dances and make them as best as I can so I don't make myself look like a fool, right? And then and so hey Joe, hi.
Hi.
At home. You know Tamar.
Hey Joe. Oh, how's it going? What's up? I love your live fishing videos. I'm a fan. I want to come down. I'm coming back.
I wish I was up there.
I wish you were coming. It's okay.
No.
You'll come back. You'll come back. This is the first trip of many.
Dice Miguel, primero Córdoba y luego La Unión. Eso es así como ha sido. And like really the reason why I even did them, it wasn't because I thought, oh, I can like win these concursos. Like it was totally because I needed that like motivation to put my shoes on and para seguir creciendo, para no quedarme estancada.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that's badass. You're like, I need to
Also for having
motivation. I'm gonna like put myself in the hardest competition in the country. Yeah, that's good.
What was that?
I said that's badass. You're like, I need a little bit of motivation. Some people are like, you know, I'm gonna like watch a movie or something. You're like, I'm gonna put myself in the hardest competition in the country. That'll do. Yeah.
That is exactly what I did. And then of course I had, you know, people like Miguel who like believed in me, you know, 100% and more. And that also were really motivating to like, yeah, you can do this. Right. And like it supported me through the whole process. And that was huge. But yeah, because, you know, I don't know how different it would have been without that. But yeah, por supuesto, sí, era, entonces era como, like, voy a hacer lo más difícil que me puede ocurrir ahora mismo o no hago absolutamente nada.
Wow, hiciste lo más difícil. Sí, ole, ole. Oh my God. And how do you feel dancing, doing it? What changed in your life?
Man, that was so fun. I actually just did a post recently that that I talked about it because I came across all the stuff that I had from esa época de La Unión y del concurso de Córdoba, and so I did a post recently, spoke a little bit about how I felt because it was to my surprise, you know, I thought, oh, this will motivate me to put my shoes on and all that. But to my surprise, I found, you know, friendship. And here, Lakshmi. Oh yeah, I'll try to keep it. And you know, friendships. You know, my coworkers that of mine that you know, they were so supportive. And then the experience itself was just so fun, like, you know, and just, you know, it was empowering because because of the fact that it went well. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, but it went really well, and to feel the support from my friends and my coworkers, and then to see the good results. And I actually posted, one of the things I posted also was one of my favorite memories was we were in Córdoba. It was the primer fase, or it could have been the second one, but I think it was the first one though. And yeah, and it was a smaller space in the finales. So I was the first fase. So the first fase, like the first phrase, and it's the smaller space. And so I can actually see the judges in certain spots of the stage. And El Pipa was one of the judges. And there was this moment where I'm dancing. I was dancing with the bata, and like I was saying, that moment where everyone just kind of came together, like the singing, the guitar, like we were just all like vibing each other. And no, like I didn't have this dance 100% mounted. I just don't do that. Like I mount certain moments, but like I leave room for improv. And this was during the letra de la cantina. And it was just like this moment where we all kind of just like all kind of came together, and it was, and then I could see El Pipa's face, and he was like, and I was like, and I just like, that was my mind, because to be able to see another artist of, you know, higher stature of my own, obviously, that, and, you know, older, more experienced, et cetera, all the obvious, to enjoy watching me dance. Like that was just like epic. I was like, ah.
That's a beautiful moment. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that.
that we all kind of shared together.
Did you
That's
post it? I'll repost it on Fab Club's
like,
story so we can watch it.
huh?
Yes, I'll repost it so we can watch it. I'm
Oh,
gonna move because this guy is so loud. Oh my god.
yeah.
So I'm moving. But my next question was, oh, we finished this one. But my next one was like how life has changed for you as a dancer, being a mom. That's my next one.
Oh yeah, this is an interesting one because a lot of people, I've had more than one comment already, like, oh, now that you're a mom, like now you're not gonna be able to travel, or now you're not gonna be able to like do this or that. And now, and it's disturbing for one, but second, it's like, no, that's not true at all. Luckily, I have a support system, so I can travel, I can move around. I mean, I'm gonna go to Toronto in a week. So that's great. But like the thing that's changed most is the like there's just this whole nother feeling, this like another layer of me, because now
Wow.
so there's a whole nother layer of me, and that obviously is is going to come out my dancing. It's going to come out, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have that layer. Right? So I'm really enjoying that, and since I've had Valentina, and I've noticed that layer performing, and I enjoy it a lot because it's a much more grounding layer, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and a very nurturing layer. So I've actually been enjoying my performance more,
More as a mom.
which is hard, but yeah, so I'm actually really motivated about what I'm going to create now and what I'm going to give to the audience, because it's a bigger me now. It's really cool.
Oh,
Yeah. No, lo
cool.
disfruto mucho.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have to? How long did it take for you to get back on the escenario after
Uh,
Valentina was born?
well, I took I had to take 4 to 6 weeks as the mandatory, but I had a gig 5 weeks later. So I didn't. I was really good. I was responsible, and what I did is I just hired some other dancers, and so I still did the show, but I did a very minimal role. I like came out. I did zero footwork. I came out with a manton and just did a little momento de manton and y poco más.
Wow.
But yeah, like that. I didn't really dance, but I did kind of. I was there. I did
Wow.
the castanets and poquito también.
Wow.
But like yeah, but
5 weeks. That's cool.
perform until about it was shortly after. It was like the 7 or 8 week mark. It wasn't that much long after.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt good. So I was like, okay, this is good. I can do this. And luckily my body was healed. It felt good and all.
Amazing.
So it didn't take me
You're the best. That's so cool.
It didn't.
Oh my God, it's so awesome. And tell us like just a little bit about, I know we've been here like, wow, the time goes so fast just hanging out with you. But but I want to just know like a little bit about your Alma Flamenca that you started there, like the not-for-profit, like what sort of initiatives you're doing in San Diego. You know, people know. Go when you go to San Diego, get in touch with Lakshmi and Lakshmi.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah. Yeah, this is it's a nonprofit that has been running for roughly 2 years. Like I started it right before COVID hit, so like all the paperwork kind of had a moment of pause for a while. But in September, this past September, we hemos cumplido I can't think of the word. We established.
I know what you mean. You incorporated.
Yeah, it was 1 year that we've been running the activities with the nonprofit. So this activity that we've been running is I opened up a Peña Flamenca, which you are familiar with because you were there and you so generously helped me do the opening video, or you have that's on our wall somewhere on Instagram. But so that was September of a year ago when we did that, and when we did that video. And so since then, we've been doing monthly activities or of events. So, and it's different every month, but for example, we held a flamenco market where we have various vendors selling flamenco stuff. We had flamenco concerts where we had a guitar concert featuring a guitarist, where we've had a Feria de Abril where we had a come in and do some music, and we did, like as if it was the feria, right? With lots of sevillanas and a little bit of por fiesta. So so every month we do something differently. And for example, this month, November 27th, we're going to have a lecture / demonstration talking about Cante Libre. And so it's called Embrace Libre. And our fabulous Juan Moro, guitarist, of many years, a fountain of knowledge. He'll be talking about the importance of Cante Libre. And then we have Anelita, who from the amazing Agujeta family, she'll be interpreting some of these cantes. So you'll actually be able to hear them sung after talks about them. So that's going to be really special. So cool. I'm looking forward to that big time.
I want to come to that one.
I know. Well, we're thinking about, thinking about making it live, because I have people that want to be there that can't in person. Yeah, so we're thinking about making it virtual. So if you want to do it virtually, let me know, because I think that it will be worth the little extra effort to make it go virtual if I know there's a handful of people that want to do it. But so I think we're going to do it virtual as well, so people who aren't in San Diego can join us. But I'm personally really excited about that one, because like I said, Juan Moro is such a fountain of knowledge. Angelita Agujeta viene de una dinastía gitana increíble, the eco que tiene, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just going to be really special. And being a big aficionada to the cante, I'm really interested. I'm like, I want to know what they got to say. I want to hear all about it.
I love it.
And then December 17th, I'm starting a series of concerts. I'm calling it the Flamenco Tablao series. And they're going to resemble the Peñas de Guardia that you see in Sevilla. And not just in Sevilla, they also have them in some other peñas near Sevilla. But the Peñas de Guardia is just it's a concert that usually you see 2 sets, guitarists, 2 singers, and a dancer, the typical format. And
2 singers and a dancer. That's so interesting. Rather than 2 dancers and a singer, which is what we do in Toronto.
And that's and I'm gonna try. It's gonna be hard because we're limited on singers.
That's the problem up here too.
And sometimes it's hard to combine them. Like so, it's like ideally I want it to be that format, and that's what I'm aiming for the first for as many dates as possible, is to have the guitars, 2 singers, and the dancer. But there may be days where I'll have to mix it up, and it might be the 2 dancers and 1 singer. But we'll keep it creative. And cool. I also want to
we lost you for a second. We lost your audio, or at least I lost your audio. What happened? Can you guys hear her? Can you hear me? I lost audio.
Concert we had was packed, so hopefully we could do the same thing for this one, December 17th, and just ensure that we could, have this concert series. We're lucky we have this singer coming in, Cristo Osario, from he's actually from Barcelona, but he lives in Granada de muchísimo años. So he's coming in from Granada, and he's awesome. So that's going to be really fun.
We lost your audio for a second, but you're back.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That must have been when my phone fell. But so
it's all good. It's all good.
The guest artist on the December 17th show, and really excited to have him. It's been a long time since I worked with him, but we did coincide a number of years ago, and he's just fabulous. He's like just super raw and like lots of energy. He's great. So that's
killing it in San Diego.
Yeah,
Fiesta,
yeah. So
fiesta.
come out San Diego, and then hopefully, I know it's a little bit of a drive, but hopefully we get some people out from LA as well, or
Yeah,
Mexico,
man.
because it is, not too far, and there's a lot of flamencos here. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
There's a
hopefully,
there's a new mom flamenca on here too. Mel here. Mel B
oh yeah,
Dance is her Instagram name. Mel. Hola Mama. She's a new flamenco mom too in LA. In LA. That's
oh,
what I'm saying. You guys are close.
nice.
Aww.
Oh,
Um. Go ahead. Go ahead.
will this interview be recorded?
Oh
So,
yeah, I'll leave it up. We'll leave it
oh,
up and we'll
cool. So
spread
I'll
it.
post it for some of the folks that weren't able to join us at this hour.
Yeah,
That'd
please.
be great.
Of course. Also, I want to say, like, oh my God, first, I'm just very excited that you're coming to Toronto. And
Me too.
if for Toronto people, I think you're going to be available. It was too great. Like, going to the museum for the workshops is insane right now. It's impossible. But I want to say maybe you want to offer like some private workshops for anybody that wants to take another some Toronto flamencos on here, like bata or seguidillas or tarantos or really like any palo dancing and tablao, dancing for cante, like really like anything at all. Take advantage, of and we'll spread that internally too to see who's interested because I know I studied with you bata and it was just like a wealth of knowledge and so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful.
Oh, and I met Lakshmi at this crazy flamenco festival called Fiesta Fin de Verano. It's in San Diego. It's on Labor Day weekend. So you'll say you should come to that. I'm just saying, because that would be
Yes.
amazing. And same with you, Allison. Allison's a flamenco dancer here. And whoever else is on here that I can't see right now, Mel. Mel in LA. But like, come down to San Diego
Yes.
for the festival. It's wild. It's like a hippie festival / flamenco. But don't worry, you'll say it's not that hippie.
It's really fun. Yeah, this year was really great. This was a really awesome year because we had lots of artists. I think there's more artists than guests. It was like it was ridiculous. We had so many artists, and a lot of them, a handful of them were my friends that I was able to, get over here thanks to the
Nice.
Fin de Verano. So that was really fun. So, my dear friends, Mari Peña and Antonio Moya, they were here. Pepe Le Mendez, who's actually still here. He's leaving soon, but he was able to stay a little longer, which was wonderful for all of us locals to take advantage of him being out here. There was, and more. There was some artists that came over from New Mexico and also along with some artists that they brought from
Cool.
it's like Casa de Flamenco, I think is the name. Casa de Flamenco, based in New Mexico, Albuquerque, I believe. And and they had some artists in town that superb, and they were also there, all of them, and that was awesome. So yeah, this year was pretty on fire.
Cool. I'm gonna try and come. I was in Colombia, but I want to come back this year. Allison says we lived in Seville at the same time in the same building. What? As you?
As me,
you?
La Ali.
Yeah, that's so cool.
What year? Do you remember? ¿Qué año? Do you remember what year?
She's like, I was there for 15 years.
I know.
You'll meet her next week. She's in Toronto. She organizes she's a flamenco dancer and she also organizes the La Cueva, like the monthly shows that we do here in Toronto. So you'll meet her for sure. And Shirley. Hi, Shirley.
Oh, wonderful. You again.
The Cueva team is here. Yolanda, hola a todos. And just like before, well, come, Lakshmi's going to be here next week. So like I said, take advantage of that. Take some classes. Come see the show on Saturday. And then the final blowout show on Sunday, the 20th, so 19th and 20th. And nice, I like the hearts. I love it. Hola, Miguel Angel. And thanks for following. Follow Fab Club. We do interviews every week with women in the performing arts. We're actually going to be speaking with Aurélie this Friday, another flamenco mom that's coming in from Montreal. And Lakshmi, is there anything else that you want to talk about or share that I missed that we didn't get to that you want to tell people or just anything at all?
Well,
put on your bata and do a little.
I just thank you to you and your whole team for contando conmigo, having me come out this year. And I want to also thank all the artists that is part of the show that I'm doing. I'm actually with all of the artists for the first time, so this is going to be really fun. But they're great. Like there's already this awesome energy between all of us. So I would like to thank them for that, for buena onda, and So and then to all the people that are here today connected that took the time to listen to us chat and listen to you know, my stories and whatnot. That's always greatly appreciated because you know, we're all busy, we all have things to do, so I appreciate your time and energy and your interests.
Aw. You know what? I have a request here. Oh, I tried to do hearts like you. From Miguel Angel. I don't know if he's still there, but let's see. Should we bring him on just for a second if he's around? He's like requested it. He might have pressed the button by mistake. So.
He might have had to leave. I know he was, I mean, he's in Sevilla. Ahí está.
¡Ay, mira! ¡Hola!
¡Oh, mi Miguel!
¿Qué tal?
Debería preguntar a él todas las preguntas, no a mí.
Ah.
Y,
¿Qué tal? ¿Estás en Sevilla?
y también habla inglés.
Bienvenida. Are you in Seville? I can't hear you. Sí, no quiere hablar. Saca la guitarra, puedes tocar si quieres.
Oh, no,
Reyes just joined.
está hablando, pero no se escucha.
Escuchamos. No, we can't hear you.
Hear me now?
No escucha. Ay, mira,
Ahora sí.
ahí estás.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I am in Sevilla. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. I was just in Seville 2 weeks ago. Too bad I didn't know you then.
Oh,
I know.
Let's bring you to Toronto one day.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
yes. I have some friends there, and there is someone really important in my life that lives there, who was Ronald Lee.
Really?
Really distinguished, Ronald Lee, a distinguished and really known international Romani professor in the University of Toronto. Yeah.
What's their name?
Ronald Lee.
Ronald Lee. Okay. I'll look out for
Yeah.
them. Amazing.
Yes.
Actually,
So
that's funny that you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that anyone who lives in Toronto take advantage, as you say, that Lakshmi will be there. She's a wonderful dancer and a good maestra. And she's been living among Gitanos in Sevilla for many, many years, and she's somehow really well respected inside the community. Wow. Because even being American, being foreign, but she knew how to get through and get acceptance as an artist. So that's something really good to consider. Yeah.
Aww. Gracias, Miguel.
That makes me want to cry. That's such beautiful, heart-spoken words.
That means, that means loads. Gracias, Miguel. You know, it's funny now that you see him. I'm gonna say this because me and Miguel, we co-produced un espectáculo, a show together, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this is my first time going to Toronto, and I'm like, well, if they really like me, I'm gonna present mine and Miguel's espectáculo. Maybe they'll have us both back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible.
Yeah, for sure. Why not? Exactly. So, so now that I figured I would take advantage of say that, since you could put a face to the name.
I love it. I mean, we dreamed up you coming to Toronto, so anything can happen. Miguel, por favor, mándame el nombre del send me the name of the professor at University of Toronto. Yeah.
Okay,
I went to the University of Toronto, but I went for biology. Now that
but he passed away like 5 years ago.
Okay, Ronald Lee.
So
okay, I'll keep an ear out for him. And the girls here, just so you know, Lakshmi, the girls, Ali and Shirley, are saying we should bring you to Jerome to dance. It's another badass little local venue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Once you're here, we'll do it. Miguel, you'll also go there when you come. I can't
don't say twice. I could run away to Toronto. Yeah.
I'll say it 10 times. Come. Well, we're so excited.
The only bad thing is that it's a bit cold.
Ay,
Hey,
no.
I'm
It's a bit cold
outside.
here.
I'm outside right now.
Lo que digo yo, mira, yo y mi madre toda la semana hablando de lo frío que hace
Oye,
ahí.
no es
Yeah.
We're like, oh no, it's gonna be so cold. How
No,
are we
con el
gonna do?
cambio climático estamos de lujo. Mira,
No, mi madre está
no
sacando.
hay nieve.
My mom's taking out the Argentinian furs.
I don't know. It's not going to be that cold. It's like 15 degrees. But like,
She's
you
like-
never know though. You never know. It could snow. It could snow. You never know. You never know. Hi, Mom. Oh, my mom just came. Like, everyone's coming.
Hi, Mom.
But we're going to hang out in real life next week. Then we're going to go to Seville and hang out with Miguel. And then he's going to come to Toronto. We have lots to do this year.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we do.
I love it.
Yeah, I hope
Well-
to be there. I'm still waiting to confirm my dates, but it was going to be the spring, but now it looks like it might be moved to the early fall.
Oh, I might be
So-
there early fall.
For
Or like
well,
October.
maybe we'll coincide, which will be great. Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, so I'll definitely see Miguel when I go out there, and hopefully you as well.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Well, here, there, and everywhere.
Yes. En
All
fin
right,
de
guys,
verano.
well, and
¿Por
fin
qué
de
no?
verano. Yeah, I'm going to try and do that too. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you'll say, if you're still there, you should really go to fin de verano. Just saying. And Allison, yeah, we should do it. And Miguel
was
has he
there.
come?
Miguel, veniste un año.
Yeah. 2015, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
I went
was
19
was
and
great.
20, I think. Yeah, let's do it. All right,
Yeah.
Lakshmi, I'll see you next week.
Oh, yes, you will.
I'm very excited.
Okay. Oh,
And
so
thank
good
you,
to see you
everybody, for
both.
joining. Thank you,
Mucho-
Miguel, for joining. That's so awesome.
Have
Yeah.
fun. Have fun
Yeah.
there.
Gracias.
A half a heart, but it's a
Ciao.
full one.
Ah, the other. Gracias a todos. Gracias a todos. And Lakshmi, all my love.
Gracias.
See you next week.
Sí, muchísimos besos para los dos y todo el mundo conectados. Lots of besos.
Yeah.
for
Thanks, everyone, for joining.
Okay. Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Have a good day. Ole. Bye.